Hi everybody, it's Grandma from Grandma's Footsteps. Today I thought I'd show you how to make these absolutely beautiful birthday number rosettes. Now we all know that the kids love to wear these, and so do quite a few adults actually. So no further ado, let's show you what you require to make them and then get on with showing you how to do it. Okay, first of all you need 2 pieces of patterned cardstock cut to 11.5 inches long and 2 inches wide. Okay, now what we've done here is we have scored it every 1/4 of an inch, and we'll show you why in a minute. Okie dokie. So what else we need is 1 scalloped circle, and that one is 2.5 inches. I used a die cutter for that, and I've done it out of a really nice glitter card, one of the ones where the glitter doesn't keep coming off, so that's that one. We need 1 plain white 2-inch circle, and I make this out of 250 to 300 GSM because it needs to be fairly solid. Okay, and 2 2-inch plain circles in the cardstock that you used for the main part of the rosette. Okay, the other things that we are going to need are numbers to go on your rosette for whatever birthday you want to do. Now I've got a 1 and an 8. In fact, I've got lots of them. The reason for this is we're going to do them in gold. Okay, we're going to do with beautiful shiny gold cardstock, mirror cardstock, but in order to make them stand up proud, we could use the foam tape on the back, or the little foam squares, or whatever it is you want to call them. But unfortunately most letters are quite thin in places and others are rounded. It makes it very, very difficult to place your foam accurately. So what I do is I cut a load of white ones and we glue them together, stack them up, making them nice and firm and standing up proud. So that's what that is for. Okay, now I have only one other thing apart from a few tools to show you, and that's my secret weapon. We'll get to that in a bit. Okay, so we've got our card cut, and we are going to need the dreaded glue gun, which mine seems to be leaving glue everywhere, some ordinary tacky glue, ruler, pencil, craft knife, and some stuff for packaging, which we'll show you at the end. Okay, excuse me just one moment. Now here we go. What we need to do is, with our sheets that we've now scored, we need to fold them into concertina shape. Now I'm sure when you were a kid you folded pieces of paper like this to make fans. It's the same thing basically. The only thing to watch for is keep it nice and tight. You want it nicely tight and curved. Is that you see here right at the beginning we started here, and that is with a V shape or a valley. Okay, and on the other side it's a mountain. So what we need to do is, if we start one of these strips with a valley, we need to start the next one with a mountain. It's so that we can join them together firmly and correctly. Okay, so here I go. These are 2 I prepared earlier. So now what we're going to do, you can see where you've got the valley on this one and the mountain on this one, you've got somewhere where you can actually glue them together without affecting the up and down of them. Okay, so we put a bit of glue in there. We need these to be held together nice and firmly, and we push the mountain over the valley and glue it, hold it till it's nice and firm, and then push so that your little creases there are back in where they should be, like that, and you can't really see the join. Okay, that's the way it should be, and then we do the same on the other side. My glue gun seems to be gooing everywhere today. Right, so let's put some glue in there. And oops, glue it together. Now I'm sure a lot of you have seen people making the rosettes before, and you've seen how difficult it is sometimes to hold them while you're trying to glue them and such like. So this is where my secret weapon comes in. Now this has been a long time in research and production, and there's a lot of scientific knowledge gone into my secret project, but it does help with this job. So I'm going to introduce it to you now, and it is indeed a piece of cardboard glued into a ring. Okay, now how I use this, because normally when you do these, you flatten them down like this. This is not too bad, but then you have to squish them into the middle and get them as tight as you can, and then you have to try and hold them like this while you go to get the glue gun, and it isn't very successful usually. So I invented this. Now what I do is I put one hand through there, so it's hanging on my hand. I push it down like that. I squidge it into the middle. Stop playing about. Squish it into the middle there, and what I do is I push it so that the piece of cardboard, which I have made to exactly the circumference that I wish my rosettes to be. There you go, and that actually allows you to hold it with one hand like this. Well, you get your glue gun, and put the glue on with absolutely no chance of gluing your fingers to it and it popping out. So then you get the one of the 1 inch circles and just pop it on there, and you allow that to dry, and while you're trying to get rid of all the glue strings. Hands up anybody that doesn't hate glue strings. Right, here we go, that's in there, and we remove the magic piece of cardboard, and that is well and truly stuck. And we can turn it over, and because that is holding it nice and firmly, we can then go around the hole on the other side very easily and glue our second 1 inch circle onto there, onto the back. There we go. Right, and I think you'll find that is a very neat, very firm rosette ready for you to decorate. So the decoration itself is very, very simple. We take our scalloped circle and we put some glue on here, nicely round, and the hardest part of this is finding the middle. There we go, I think that's fair enough. That's the middle there. Okay, lovely. It's in, nice and firm. And then we take one of our pieces of coloured cardstock and we put the glue on, and again find the middle. So we've got this lovely sort of glittery outline to it. There we go. Sticks on there like that. Beautiful. Okay. And the next thing we need to do is our numbers. So very quickly now, I should have prepared some of these earlier so you don't have to watch this, but if I'm fairly quick, I think it won't be too bad. So what we do, first of all, is we make our glue work, which is not going to work today. Oh, it is. There we go. Okay. I think the glue is a bit shy of the camera, because whenever I have the camera on to record, the glue won't come out of the pot. So I'm sure it's shy. You never know. There we go. That's one. And here goes the second one. You don't need lots of glue to stick these together. They're not going anywhere or taking any weight or anything. So there's 2 1s, 3 coming up. No, that is 3, isn't it? I apologise. Yeah, because we started off with 1. That's 3. I can't count either today. And there is the 4th. one. Now you can do these as deep or as thick as you like. 4 is quite a good number, and then what we do is we glue on our coloured one, in this case the Mirri card. Nice gold Mirri card. Right on there. There we go. Just push that in, straighten it, and now you can see, I hope, if I turn it sideways, it's really nice and thick and solid, and it makes it a bit like a chipboard number, but you've got the beautiful Mirri card on the top. Okay, so let's just whip around the 8s and get those glued. Right, there you go. 8. There we go. Stick that one on. 16. 24. There you go. Yes, I did look at my husband then, because suddenly, I think it must be the camera, I had completely forgotten my 8 times table. So this one has to be 32. I think he's nodding in the background there. Okay, 32. Ah! Upside down. Okay. Don't know what 32 is upside down. 23 probably, but there you go. I'm just talking nonsense today. Okie dokie. There we are. And I'll let some of this glue off my... There's your 8s and 32's worth of them. And, or should I say 32th? 32nd? Whatever. There we go. And pick up the Mirri card one, which didn't want to be picked up. Pushed it in. There we go. Yeah. And you probably will need to polish this off a little, because I've managed to get glue on it on the front. The best thing to actually wipe the glue off with, in this case, is tumble dryer sheets. And yeah, they actually work really well. They wipe off the glue. Excuse me. And get it nice and clean and shiny again. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, the glue is disappearing and we've got a nice shiny finish. And these are just cheap tumble dryer sheets that I buy from my supermarket. They're also very nice to use on your dies, because they keep the static down on your dies, so you have less problems. Right, okay, so now we stick the numbers onto the front here. I mean, these are just as suitable for the younger members of the family. As you can see earlier on, I showed you a number 4, and even the older, much older members of the family as well. So whatever you require, you can sort out and do for yourself. Excuse me, I'm just going to grab a drink of coffee. Got a frog in my throat again. Okay, so far I've only made one video where I didn't have a frog in my throat. But other things happened and went wrong, so I suppose I can't complain. Like, this number is now going all over the place, not staying where I've put it. Because I'm trying to level them up. Not quite right, and what I will do is I will let it dry before I try to clean them off again, I think, because that's what's moving them. See what I don't know, what is this? Right, now obviously if we're going to use this as a birthday badge, then we need to be able to pin it on. So what I have here is your thick cardstock circle and another one of these. Now, take your coloured circle here, and what you do, using your craft knife, and being very careful, you cut 2 slits like that, not too close to the edge. So I've got one there and one there, you can just see them. And then we take your basic large safety pin, and we open up the safety pin, okay, and on the front we put the head in and across the back and back out again. Okay. At this point you can now do up the safety pin so you won't keep sticking it in your finger. There we are. Centre it up nicely on those things and turn it over. And then while you're at the back here, put a goodly dab of glue round the pin and the slits and all the way around the middle, and then take your nice thick piece of card and push that firmly onto that. It holds the pin and stops the slits from opening any further, and that is nice and firm there. Hold it, I like to hold it until the glue dries, and then there's your pin. Okay, now you'll find that because we only glued that in the middle, the edges are a little loose, so I just run a bit of my normal wet glue around the edge. Okay, because we've actually already used the hot glue to glue the bit that we need to glue together, so this is just for you know, to make sure it looks good. And you can look at what loose bits of paper flapping about. So here we go. Yeah. Oh, okay. These can be made out of paper or cardstock. I use a scrapbook, a thickish quality paper. If you make them out of very, very thick card or paper, sometimes it can split little when you do all the scoring. But one of the things you do need to make sure is when you attach this, that you've got the pin going across where the numbers go up and down, so otherwise it won't hang straight. So all I do is I put a little bit of glue in the centre there, I attach this where I think it is, and then look at it from the side so I can adjust the pin if I need to get it into exactly the right place. And again, I will push some glue in there just to make sure that it is glued all the way around. The middle is the bit that really needs to be attached. There we go, that's that. Okay, and you have one beautiful badge for somebody for their 18th birthday. So, as I said, you can use any numbers you like. You don't have to use the gold and silver card. You could use glitter card for the numbers. You could also add something like first, as in first place, and put a ribbon on the bottom to make a rosette, as you would get, you know, if you were to, I don't know, win a dressage competition or something. Now, when I sell these at the craft fairs, I like to have them packaged, so I'm just going to give that a quick rub now, make sure it's clean. And in order to package them, I take one piece of 6x6 card. It's about 250 GSM, just plain white. And then with my one of my happy birthday stamps, I just, and the appropriate colour, I just stamp happy birthday randomly upside down and back to front, and light and dark onto one of these pieces of card. I then take my rule and my pencil, because what I need is to know where the middle is. So I put a mark like that from corner to corner. I'm sorry, it's just taken off. Oh dear, we'll see, we're going to have a day like that today, are we? And across there, and that marks your middle. And then I take the rule and I actually want a mark, I believe I was doing it 1 centimetre either side, so one there, one there. And we simply make a hole with the hole punch, where I've made those little black marks, there, and there, okay, and rub the marks out, sorry, to get my rubber, sorry, eraser, rub the marks out there, okay, and then all we simply do is to pin this to the piece of card here, which can be interesting to say the least. So I'm just going to try and get it on there, and it doesn't always want to go where you want it to go. So let's have it. Whoops, no, not today. Oh yes it did, okay. And then you can settle it into the middle wherever you are. And I have a nice 6x6 cellophane bag here. Pop that in. There. And we have a header, which in this case is 6 inches by 2 1/8, which I just have scored halfway, and we pop it onto the top of the bag like this. Sometimes I could fold a piece of the bag over just to make it so that it doesn't stick up quite so much. Pop that into there like so, and we will grab the stapler and staple that. Oh, it seems to be a little bit shorter at the front. Never mind, we will overcome, we always do. So we pop that in there. And I like this particular piece of cardstock because it has these gorgeous party hats on with some sparkle and shine and stuff. This is really lovely. And we staple this on here, like so, and what I have is I have a Dymo machine, and I make labels for my items, and then I use a hole punch because I actually display these things hanging up, and I make a hole. Not in the centre, like so, and there it is, packaged and ready to go to the craft fair. And as I said, I actually display these hanging up because you can get quite a lot in a small space. Well, there we go. Thank you very much for listening to me today. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm sorry about the slight oomph in the middle, but please come back and see me again. If you use my techniques here to make some rosettes or such like, please upload them to Grandma's Footsteps Craft group on Facebook. There is a link below in the description. Please upload them there, and so that we can all have a look at what you've done. I'd love to see it. It would be absolutely awesome. And of course, like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye for now, and take it easy.